Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Tastefully Balanced. I'm Miriam, and today is a brand new month, which means a brand new series on the channel. And with everything that's going on, I thought it was appropriate if I share recipes that use pantry staples mainly. That means that you don't really have to go to the grocery store because I know people are not going as much, and if they are, they're not spending too much time on it, so I thought it would be appropriate for this new series. So the first recipe that we're making is a chickpea tomato soup. Super easy, very limited ingredients, everything that you hopefully already have on hand, and it's absolutely delicious. So if you guys love recipes that are easy to make, please subscribe and keep watching. All right, welcome back. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm taking a big pot, a big soup pot or whatever your biggest pot is, and I have it going on high right now just to warm it up a little bit, but then I can turn it down to medium. So I'm gonna add some oil to this. I'm gonna use avocado oil. That's pretty much the only oil I use nowadays. All right, I'm gonna let my oil heat up a little bit, and over here I have all the ingredients I'm gonna add to it. So I've got some diced onions, celery, carrots, and a little bit of minced garlic. So these are ingredients that aren't really pantry staples, but I just feel like everyone has these in their fridge, so that's why I'm including it in this recipe. So now that this is warm, add it in. Okay, maybe not as warm as I wanted, but that's okay. You're just gonna saute this for a few minutes until it's nice and soft. All right, that looks good. It is nice and soft. So now I can add all my liquids in. So first thing, I've got 2 cans of diced tomatoes. And then I'm gonna add some veggie broth, which I've shown you before, but I just add water and then I add this paste. It's everything but the bouillon, I think is what it's called. Better than bouillon, sorry, that's what it's called. I'm gonna add 3 cups of my water in, and then 3 teaspoons of this paste. Okay, looks good. Okay, and then I've got 2 bay leaves over here, and then this is some dried basil. If you have fresh basil, go for it. I don't, so I'm gonna use dried. And then I do have fresh rosemary. Now, if you don't have fresh rosemary, you can go ahead and use a teaspoon of dried rosemary, but our plant survived the winter, so I figured why not use it. All right, perfect. Now this is gonna come to a boil, and you're gonna boil this for about 15 minutes, and then I'll show you what's next. All right, welcome back. So I've had the soup boiling for about 15-20 minutes. Ah, it's hot. All right, I'm gonna fish out the bay leaf and the rosemary stick. And then we're gonna use my favorite immersion blender to puree everything. So I like to tilt it to the side, immerse my immersion blender, and then blend. All right, that looks good. I forgot to film the last bit of my blending, but that's the consistency you want. And now we're gonna add some protein, some chickpeas or garbanzo beans. I'm gonna add that in and let that boil for another about 10 minutes before I add in the last ingredient. All right, so it's been about 10 minutes, so you can look and see. Ooh, perfect. So now this is totally optional, but I like the green in it. But add about 2 handfuls of spinach. And what I like to do is just immerse it in the liquid, cover it up, and in 5 minutes you'll be done. So at this point it's probably good to just taste for salt and pepper. We use the veggie broth, but just in case you want more salt and pepper, I would add it at this point. All right, so it's been about 5 minutes. The spinach is nice and wilted at this point. Perfect. And then I tasted for salt and pepper, added a little of each, and we are ready to taste test. Such a hearty soup. And then you can serve it with some bread on the side, and it's a complete meal. Perfect. So I'm gonna blow on this because it is hot. Okay. Wow, okay. Really, really hot, but so flavorful. Like the blended soup, the tomato soup, it's just such a thick, nice tomato soup. And then it's hearty because you added the chickpeas and you got a little green from the spinach. All right, this is absolutely delicious with just a few pantry staples, plus a little bit of extra things, but everything that I'm sure you have in your fridge already. So if you guys love this series, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. And as always, live life tastefully balanced. It's too hot, too hot. So hot.